Hey, welcome to this devlog for King's Claim. I have done a couple of things since the last session. Nothing too crazy, but let me catch you up real quick. First of all, I think I did a session where I talked about the tiny fill gem. Maybe. What it does is it's a simple flood fill implementation. So if I click on this and go to this is too big. Homepage on GitHub. This is just a flood fill algorithm, very simple. And I'm going to use this as part of detecting enclosed areas. And the way this is basically going to work is that for a given map, let me start a new game so that we have something live to talk about here. Play again, start game. Okay. So on this field, right, you have a castle, and eventually, I haven't done this yet, but I'm going to start the game out where the player has walls built around their castle just to start. And what I'll do is I'll start the game with doing a flood fill starting from the player's castle, and it'll fill in the area that is enclosed, and it will claim that land for the player. Same thing for the other player. And then as walls are built, when a wall is completed, that will trigger another scan of the map to see, like, is any of the new area enclosed, or like if the wall that was just finished, if that resulted in a new enclosed area, and if so, who should it belong to? That's the high level. There's a couple of details in there. I think that's basically done. So I had tiny fill. I had the AI use the tiny fill gem, which I mostly wrote by hand with a little bit of help from the AI. And I had it add the gem into the project, and now I had it redo some code where it does a scan of the map and automatically assigns territory to different players. And then that seems fine, although I haven't been able to test it really. And because the problem I have to now fix before that is, first of all, I have to enclose the starting place for each player with some walls so that there's something to detect. But the second thing is, as you can see, the AI players just kind of randomly, provide jobs and places to build walls. And that's because the logic for this right now is just really dumb. The logic for, let me see if I could open up a new tab here. App server, I think it's computer player. For getting the next command was just, hey, pick a random XY on the map between 1010 and 2020 and build a wall there. Obviously not great, but that does explain why both players just randomly build walls within this square. So what I wanted to do is, what did I explain to the AI? So I sat down to just start a brand new session, said, hey, read the README file and everything to kind of bootstrap it. And I've got something for you to work on. And I said, okay, I need to implement an updated AI for this game. Here's some notes. In app server player, so if I open that app server player, the get next command doesn't do anything, but for the computer player, it picks a random spot, right? And I mentioned that here. The computer player just picks a random spot. There's two things I want to change. Rather than having two kinds of player, a player and computer player, what I want instead is to have two different kinds of command sources. So a player commander and a CPU commander, as in the 80s style CPU player. This is your computer player, basically. And we should have just a single player class that accepts as one of its constructor parameters a commander parameter, which will be an instance of either player commander or CPU commander. Both of these classes will implement the get next command method, which can return nil if there's nothing to do. But as commands come in from a live player over the network, they will simply queue up, and the get next command will execute the player's commands in the order in which they are received, at the rate of one command per game tick at most. So as you can see the game, let me start this over again. As you see the game playing, every single one of these movements, start game, is a game tick. So, I think the game is ticking away at like 10 ticks per second or something. So the most actions you could submit per second are 10 commands per second. Where was I? One game tick at most. For a CPU player, it will be the game's built-in AI that is analyzing the game field and issuing commands. Totally misspelled issuing. But it should similarly implement the get next command so that the game's backend doesn't care if the player is getting it's supposed to say getting its commands from a live player or CPU player. Does that make sense? If so, write up a new task in to-do for my review. And it was thinking here for a while. And okay, it's going to create T017. And I was in plan mode. Continue. Oops. That was a weird thing that popped up there. Straight click. Continue. I put you in read-write mode so you can update to do now. So it should put this in there. So if I go over to the to-do file, there is no T017, so it should be able to add that, hopefully. Okay, cool. And there it is. Okay, so here's this plan. I think this window is not the proper shape, so let me see if I can resize this. Here we go. Okay. Create a player commander class. Implement get next command to dequeue and return one command per tick. Implement queue command to store incoming network commands. Oh, yep, that's right. CPU commander class. Implement get next command with AI logic. Migrate from computer player. Okay, that's fine for now. And then player class should accept a commander. Implement get next command, queue command. Okay. Delegate to commander. Okay, I think that makes sense. So it's just going to, within the player class, it's going to update this to delegate get next command and queue command to the commander object that's passed into the constructor. And then update the game class initialization. So instantiate player objects with the CPU commander, preserving current AI versus AI behavior for now. That's great. Update the process action, convert incoming JSON actions into command objects, delegate to player.queue command instead of executing logic directly, delete computer player class, and remove references. That seems right, and I'm on a dedicated branch. So yeah, that all sounds correct to me. Proceed with T017. Okay, so hopefully this will work. I hope that makes sense, what's going on, because, the current implementation is, it's just kind of messy, and it doesn't do anything interesting, and the AI just picks a random spot, and so there's no strategy or anything like that. Obviously, at some point, the AI player needs to be able to have some priorities and be able to choose what it's going to do next, and prioritize, say, expansion versus defense, and that kind of stuff. So I'm going to let this run. And see how long it takes. And let's watch what it does along the way. Okay, CPU commander. It's got queue command, which it doesn't do right now. It just copied over the random behavior from the existing CPU player class. So what this means is, hopefully when we run this after it's gone through this task, that everything will actually just keep working the way that it's working right now. That at least would be a good test that we didn't break anything, at least logically. It would probably break a lot of things. The player class now takes a new commander attribute, and we're going to put that in there. And then it also defines its own get command, get next command, and queue command, which it delegates to the commander. And I think that's safe because we won't be able to instantiate a player without a command source. So that should be fine. Now we're updating the game class. Let's see what it's actually. Oh, this is like the entire file. So I'll have to look at the diff there to see what it actually did. It got rid of the computer class, which is correct. That's no longer necessary. It's running some tests. Okay. Tests that it wrote, by the way. So, okay. So it seems to be proceeding pretty much as the plan said it would. So that should be all right. Now it's making sure it didn't test any, or didn't break anything, I should say, by running the enclosure tests, which use the tiny fill gem. And it's interesting that shows me diff here, but not on the game code. That would be useful here, but maybe it's just too much code to display here. I don't know. Test enclosure. Okay, so it is altering these tests a little bit. Oh, because it's adding the new player, the commander parameter, of course. So that test wouldn't even run if you didn't set it up properly. So, okay. Same thing here. Okay, cool. Test worker stuck. Yeah, same thing there. All right. So it's working on the test suite, trying to get through all that. It found another instance of this. And it's also adding these imports for player commander, which is a new class that didn't exist before. All right. And it's running the test suite, and it looks like it's probably going to pass. Okay, so it thinks it's done. So I'm going to wait for it to finish thinking through it, make sure it doesn't have anything else to do or any other cleanup. It's doing an update to the design document, which is good. Core logic classes. Manages autonomous actions for non-human player. Okay. Okay. So it updated that reference from the old computer player class to the CPU commander, which is correct. And now it's marking T0, all the subtasks in T01 as done. It's committing the code. I am on this branch here, abstracted commands. And now it's just going to tell me it thinks it's done and all the tests are passing. So in another window, I'm going to restart the server and we're going to give it a shot. So let's go back. Let's go back and start a new game. And okay, that looks okay. 1 second. All right. Start this one here. Is this working? I'm worried that this is, probably broken now or something. Who knows? Loading game resources. Okay. I don't know if that's working or not. It might have broken something. Start a new game. I'm in another screen. I'm watching for errors. Oh, I am getting a crash. Okay. So let's see if I can pull this window over. So in the Rails server, it is getting a crash on startup. Oh, it's failing to allocate some ports for the network stuff. Okay, I might just have a simple bug here. I don't know. It's probably due to the fact that I have some old processes that maybe didn't finish. So let me just make sure I don't have any more Ruby processes running. And I'll start the server again. And we'll just try again. I think I will probably have some bugs around starting and stopping the server, rebooting it, which will happen when I do upgrades and stuff. And it may be losing track of which ports are available, which ones aren't. I'm not sure. Oh, that's interesting. See, it still failed. Okay. Well, let's see if I can go to the database. I'm going to do this off camera, but I think maybe I might have some old records of games where it thinks it's, it thinks it's running or whatever. So if I just close that should have been my Rails server. Okay, so we restart it one more time. All right, so we got the server running. I don't have any servers listed in my database. Server's responding to the home page. Okay, and we'll hit start game. Okay, got a little further this time. Actually loaded the field. Okay, good. Good. Okay, so I have some kind of stateful bug that has to do with restarting the server that I'm going to have to work on at some point, but that's going to work itself out at some point. But what I do see now, which is great, is that it's okay. It's still behaving the same. It's still picking random spots in this area, which is the expected behavior because I haven't had it work on prioritizing or doing anything other than just migrating the existing behavior over. So I think I'll end things here. I just want to show that little update. So soon, maybe the next session, I'm not sure, but soon I'm going to be converting some of the research I've done on how to structure a simple game AI like this that has different priorities and knows how to choose between things like an attack and defense. And hopefully I'll be building that out and replacing this this code where it just does a random thing. App server. What was it called? CPU commander. I want to replace this really simple logic that I put in here just to see the game doing something with something more structured. All right. But for now, that's it. Have a good time, and thanks for watching. See you next time.